Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuttle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. One-of-a-kind shades made to order by Vaporshades.com. Vapor Shades designs the outer layer of the sunglasses just like a wrap on a car. They customize your sunglasses, marbling the paint. The end result is no two pair of sunglasses are alike. Yours will be completely unique to you. Check us out at Vaporshades.com. Use promo code Tuttle for 15% off your entire order. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuttle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuttle. Tuttle in Florida.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuttle Daily Podcast.
Anarchy! Anarchy! Anarchy!
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuttle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
All right, welcome. I don't even know what we're going to even call this segment. I mean, it is the Tuttle Daily Podcast and the part of the weekend review, correct? Or the week review?
Weekly. I do like the weekend review, though. That sounds way better.
Yeah, the weekend review, because like the weekend, everybody's just sitting around. By the way, if you do not recognize that voice, that is The Rock. The Rock.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
As Mocha Prince from the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Now, can we be serious for a second?
Of course.
Did you like that name?
Mocha Prince? Did I make that name up, or did they give me that name?
I really don't. I can't remember, man. All the content just blends together.
Oh, yeah. I think we were like kind of going through names, and then that was one of them. And I was like, all right, let's go with that before before something worse came up. You kind of just take it what you can.
Now, but, look, I've been like, I've had to take my shirt off in the show. Did that stuff ever make you uncomfortable? Like how they would talk about like how like, oh man, he's in such great shape. He's getting all the ass.
No, stuff. It never really makes me uncomfortable. I mean, it's.
Oh, you're used to being called.
No, I don't want to say that sounds so cocky, but I don't want to say like I'm used to it. But like, we're in Florida. I have my shirt off maybe 80% of the time anyway. So, it's not out of my comfort zone, I guess.
Ciroc, though, the thing is that for the longest time, right after my divorce, I wasn't taking care of myself. Kind of let myself go a little bit. But now, like, I feel comfortable as hell. Like, you can't keep a shirt on me living out here by the water. Like, seriously. And I'm not bragging or anything. Like, I'm not in Ciroc shape.
Yeah, well, a lot of you are not in me shape, but this is years of training. And speaking of that, so I mean, like, so you're over there with no shirt on. Are you getting any, I guess,
I'm
looks
getting
from the ladies?
Now I have. Now let me ask you. Okay, this is something that I don't feel comfortable with, but I go on your Instagram page and you're always out in the sun, shirt off by the pool, and I felt weird posting pictures of myself without a shirt on because I felt like a douche, like I was kind of like showing off. Like in your case, you have been in great shape pretty much from your teenage years.
Yeah. I've kept same health regimen for a few years.
So what I'm saying is, does it make me like a douche or anything for like taking a picture with my shirt off, kind of flexing a little bit? Like,
no, man, if you're proud of that, you know what I mean? Like that takes hard work. You know what I'm saying? Going from where you were to where you are now. I mean, hell yeah, celebrate it. And who cares, man? Like most of the time, you're probably overthinking if people care or not, or they're gonna say something, man. If you look good, you feel good, you should be able to do what you want.
No, I agree. I should be able to do what I want, but like on social media, okay, everybody is just looking to be a dick, right? Like, and some people were calling me out on it.
Like who?
I don't even know. Just like some
random trolls.
Yeah, random trolls. Like I've gotten better at it because like when I first was in radio, that stuff used to bother the F out of me. Like it really did.
Yeah, but when you first started though, I mean, like, what format would they reach you at? Would it be like a comment on something? Would they call in and say something? Or
the first radio station, Real Radio 104.1 in the early 2000s, they had a web board. Okay. And it actually became a problem because it was like the first time that I had ever like experienced trolls. And Real Radio had this web board. It was a web board for our fans just to run us the fuck down every single day on our own website. What sense does that make?
Yeah, it's like a one of those like clown. I guess like what am I trying to say? Where you can dunk people in the water. That's what it kind of seems like. Yeah, but it's. I feel like it's gotten better now, and I always tell people I never look at that stuff anyway. Like when we used to do Tuds and Suds and Tuds.
Oh, it went through all types of different names.
Yeah,
so
like
about knowing.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you have like a live chat feed pretty much, and I never used to look at it though. Once you kind of buy into what people are saying, and then it kind of messes up your own like personal act. So if I were you, I wouldn't pay any mind, any attention to it. I mean, hell, you can take your shirt off, take your pants off, do whatever you want to do.
If you don't know that voice, that is Ciroc. Ciroc, where can people find out your podcast, all your social media, to be able to check you out? Because I'm hearing big things. I'm seeing some of the stuff you're posting. So you must have something going on up your sleeves when you're actually wearing a shirt. Yeah, tell people how they can find out about you.
So on Instagram, I go by. I have 2 Instagram accounts, but I'll just go the one that I.
Wait, whoa! You have 2
I
now?
have 2. Yeah.
Why? Well, can I ask?
So I obviously have like my original one that I've had for I don't know how many years, and then I made another one maybe like 6 months to a year ago. That's specifically geared towards podcasting or in broadcasting just in general. So I'm trying to build that one up as much as I can. But that Instagram handle, it's going to be at Ciroc, just like my name, SERAK. The mic, like THEMIC, is just one word. And I gotta stop saying like just like my name as if people know how to spell my name on a regular basis.
Yeah, because it's not spelled like the alcohol.
No. And funny story, I go to Starbucks every now and then, and how you order coffee. If you
What would your friends up in Michigan think? Like, would they be like, "Oh man, Ciroc has become that guy"?
I mean, it's convenient. Starbucks is convenient.
It's expensive as hell, and I always feel like a douchebag when I go in there. Because everybody calls me, I go in, hey, I want a large coffee, and they'll be like, "What? Do you mean a?" I don't even know what the hell they call it.
Venti or what's the other one? Grande.
A grande. Or a tall. Now, I used to do this just to get a laugh out of people because I would make a very uncomfortable joke. And then because I would order what they would call a black eye. A black eye would be like a regular coffee with a shot of espresso in it, okay? But then I would always make sure that I ordered a tall. So I'd always get a chuckle when the barista would yell out, "Who ordered a tall black guy?" Because it sounds like, man, yeah, like I don't know. I get laughs at a stupid like everyday things, and
yeah, at least they don't butcher your name though. Like the other day they called me.
They
Slaw.
really butchered yours? Yeah,
like SLAW, and I told the lady like 3 times.
Dude.
And I get Sarah, I get Sam, I get. Sometimes they just make shit up. So
I'm telling you, the perfect radio name when you were on Bubba Show would have been Slaw. Like
Slaw.
if they were, this is Slaw. Like it would confuse the hell out of people because you would think, I don't even know. Well, see, you're not that young. The Goonies. Have you ever seen the Goonies?
Yeah, but Slaw sounds too close to like slut almost. Can I say that? It's just you gotta be careful. You don't want to sound like almost something else.
All right. So, Ciroc, one of the things that we wanted to do with this, once a month, come in because you do the weekly review.
Right.
And I wanted to kind of do the monthly review. And, 2020 was such a bad year. And I tried to tell people, I was like, all right, people, do you guys really think that this is all going to just mysteriously get better at the stroke of midnight going into 2021? And I got to tell you, January kind of came in hard into the paint. Like, pretty much was ready to go. Poked 2020 in the chest, and he was like, "Oh yeah, all that stuff he had going on." Moments. Yeah, hold my beer moments. Okay, So I have some stories here, and I want to see. I'm just interested to see what we our differences on what we thought some of the bigger stories were.
Okay.
So I would love to hear, like, what did you think starting off in January? What would have been the big news story that caught your eye first?
Well, obviously, definitely in the the situation at the Capitol.
Yeah, that was
That's
mine.
that kind of overlooked everything else.
Now let
And
me can and now we talked about this, but maybe people didn't hear the show. Uh, what are your thoughts on? Because a lot of people have discussed this.
Mhm.
If that would have been a Black Lives Matter rally, protest, whatever you want to call it.
Oh man, it would have been a completely different turnout. You
You
know,
really like you mean more people dying, more violence? Like
yeah, well, I don't think it
I'm
would have
not
got.
saying on Black Lives Matter end, but like just them protecting the Capitol and using deadly force.
I would say this. I don't think it would have got out of hand like it did. As far as like if it was more violence, I'm not sure. And the only reason I say that is because the whole Black Lives Matter things, like a lot of the rallies and stuff like that, peaked kind of like I guess you could say last May, June, July. So with that being said, we kind of already have expectations for what to expect, from that movement. But what happened on at the Capitol, that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like you have an idea. I mean, we all knew, Trump has very loyal supporters, but to that magnitude was, I think, caught a lot of them off guard.
Did that feel like a surreal moment when you were watching some of that video? Like,
Not
I mean,
re-
that's some stuff you would see back in the 1800s. I mean, matter of
Yeah,
fact, that was
but
like the last time it happened.
it didn't. I had a discussion with my girl about this. She gets really like, politically all that type of stuff, but it didn't really seem like it wasn't something. It was important to me, obviously, but it wasn't something that I'm like, oh my god, just because I'm more of I watch a lot of world news, and I know a lot of other places is way worse than this. Right? We got it good. Worst thing that can happen.
Like Myanmar right now,
Yeah,
has basically been taken over by the military.
imagine
right
if that
now.
shit happened here. Like that would be something I'd be. By the way, could I swear? I don't know. I said
Yeah,
that
we're
right?
swearing. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yeah.
But imagine if that shit happened over here. Like, it would be chaos. That I'd be concerned about. But, people protesting, rioting, whatever they, decide to do, I'm not really concerned too much. Even think about it now. I mean, yes, it's still in some people's minds, but you can see how like the coverage has kind of shifted over to, the new year and what's going on, for the future for us.
Now let me ask you. So, a lot of people want stricter gun laws. You look at Myanmar, whatever they call it. That I'm sure that country does not have a lot of guns. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, the government,
A lot of machetes.
like, yeah, but a lot of machetes. But what I'm trying to say though is, it would be a lot harder. I mean, yes, our government's going to have better guns and stuff, but like, could you imagine? Like, you're up in Michigan. What's one of the toughest neighborhoods up there? Like, I'm talking the hood. Like,
Yeah,
that's the place
like,
you
if
don't
were
go.
in certain areas like
Detroit. There's some
Flint.
areas in.
No, actually, Flint is a little bit rougher than
it is.
Detroit. Detroit isn't really not that bad, and it gets a bad rap. I mean, obviously, financially, it's not doing great, but as far as like danger or crime rate, it's not as concerning as like for instance, Flint. With their water crisis and all the stuff that's been going on there the past couple of years, like it's a small city, but it has a big reputation.
I mean, think about this though. I mean, could you imagine how much harder of a time the military, like if they were rolling up in Flint, where like it's like urban warfare, everybody has guns. I mean, that's why the Second Amendment is there. I don't think people understand that.
But do you think if you were enlisted, could you like?
I don't think our troops
fight against your own. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think so.
That happens, but yeah, I feel like it would be a lot of people either leaving or I don't know. I don't think it would be as severe as some countries.
All right. So, all right, hold on. I have my list here. Now, my list is probably going to differ, and you already took my one story. Everybody knew the Capitol was going to be like everybody's big story. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about here, hold on, what the hell?
What happened?
I see. This is the thing about it. Me trying to multitask and do all this stuff. Okay, all right. So this is something that I want to talk. Vaccine. Okay, we got
Okay.
the vaccine. Now a lot. I've been hearing a lot of news stories. Chris Rock was on CBS Sunday Morning a couple of weeks ago. Do you
Mhm.
ever watch that show? It's
CBS
very
Sunday
very
morning.
yeah. It's a very Caucasian show.
How
By the
early
way,
in the morning?
it starts at 9.
Nah.
It goes to 10:30. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not.
I'm telling you, just watch it. They got some of the most interesting news stories on there. They did a story about this woman that found a fish chair.
Uh-huh.
And by what I mean, it was a fish shaped like chair. It was themed with fish. Like the legs were fish shaped, the back were fish shaped. Okay.
Okay, I
What?
for some reason I assumed you meant like a chair you go fishing. You sit in
No,
like
a
off a bridge, you
fish,
sit in the
a
chair.
fish, a fish that was designed with fish theme. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Very, very unique looking chair. Okay. This one woman on the other side of the country,
Hmm.
because I think the fish chair was in California. This woman was all the way in New York.
Hmm.
And she had a tattoo of the same identical fish chair that she had never seen before. I'm telling you,
She had a tattoo of a fish chair.
yes, and it looked exactly like the real fucking fish chair.
Time out. Time out. No one's questioning why she has a tattoo of a fish chair.
Mhm.
Why? I mean, I've seen a lot of weird tattoos, but I don't see you know, the reason I'm
And
getting a tattoo of a chair.
but they've never met each other. Now, I'm a skeptic all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, these people are trying to get like social media famous,
Yeah.
TikTok famous, whatever it may be. But they ended up getting the chair to the woman that had the fish chair tattoo, like the woman that bought the chair. It's those type of weird stories. But they
Yeah.
had
Well,
Chris. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, well, if that's the case, I might as well just get a tattoo of like 3 Bitcoins on my arm and
Yeah.
start claiming shit. Yeah.
No,
What's
no,
what a coincidence.
and I mean, that's another story I'm going to get into. I mean, like right now, Dogcoin is where it's at, buddy.
You call it dog? My roommate
Yeah,
calls it dog. Yes, that's my
Dogcoin.
roommate. I call it
Yeah,
Doge.
Doge. Yeah, there's the English language is so stupid, but
I've heard
that
doggy. That's all right.
doggy. Oh, yeah. But on CBS Sunday Morning, they had Chris Rock on, and they asked him about taking the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Rock was like, hell yeah, I'm going to take it. But the reason that they were asking him that, because in the story, they were talking about the Tuskegee Airmen with the vaccine and stuff. What is your feedback as a
far as
minority?
getting a
Would you get the
vaccine?
vaccine? Yeah, because they were saying a lot of minorities do not want to get the vaccine.
Were they saying why?
Well, because of the Tuskegee Airmen thing, do not trust the government. What is this going to do?
That wait, so explain the Tuskegee. I mean, I know who they are, but like
The Tuskegee Airmen, they experimented with some vaccines that they
Oh,
basically knew were going to fuck those people up. And the Tuskegee Airmen, they were all African American almost.
oh. Well, you see, so but you can't like. Okay, I'm pretty
Aren't
sure
you
other
supposed
people
to
got
learn
the
from
same.
history though? Aren't you supposed to learn from history though?
Yeah,
Like, I
but
mean, if
the people who are getting the vaccine now comes from all walks of life. It's not like only one race is receiving the vaccine at this moment. You know,
Mhm.
it's all the same. And I don't know. I mean, if you're high risk, just in general, culture wise, and yeah, get the vaccine. Like what's like you've gotten plenty of vaccines throughout your life as a child. I didn't hear anybody questioning that. You're still alive, no side effects. Like, come on, you get a flu vaccine, you get all these different shots, and then it's just like once a vaccine for coronas comes out, then everybody's a health expert. They're worried about the long term side effects. Like, imagine someone smoking a cigarette in front of your face, having a conversation about a vaccine, and they're worried about the long term side effects. Like, come on, it's just
exactly.
it's silly.
Oh, I get it, but there's also you got to remember, like the big thing that the Diacos
Mm-hmm.
on Bubba Show, their big thing is anti-vaccine at an early age. Did you know that? Like, I
No,
mean, and
I did it.
they're doctors. Yeah, they claim, and I see some of the other things, but they say that the vaccines are relatable to autism.
I don't. I mean, that's. Yeah. Is there
I
a
mean,
source for that? Like, you can't.
I
Just
mean,
say that.
Dan Diaco is a doctor, man.
Yeah, but I mean, there's always going to be, a small percentage who have, dire effects from the vaccine. Like, not everybody is going to be 100%, cured or whatever it may be. It is always going to be a small, test group that will get sicker than most, or will die, or, produce whatever. You can't. I don't know. I trust it. I'm
All right,
not
so
like
you
in
would
line
get
to
it,
get
like-
it, but if it was offered to me, I mean, yeah, why not?
All right, and one last thing before we get a break, because we got to take a break. We're going to come back. I want to hear and I want to preview the story that's next on your list. But while we're on the vaccine and stuff, I want to ask you a question here, and I want to see what your answer would be. China right now has found a quicker and more like reliable test, sorry. But it is an anal swab test. Now, let me hear you out. Okay. Hear me out. Okay. So if you had the choice between the swab in your nose, that it's going to take a couple of days, because they say the anal swab, you can get it in less than an hour, like you're dropping off some photos back in the day.
Yeah.
Would you, if you needed to know right away, would you be down to take the anal swab test over the one that goes in your nose?
Do you do it yourself? How's that work?
No, a doctor does it for you.
Nah, I don't know. I'd wait a little bit to see if there's a third option that someone invents.
It's not a very big thing. It's the same swab that you see them putting in people's noses.
Well, I got the swab done through the nose, a couple months back, and that wasn't as bad as people were making it seem. They were blowing that up. So,
but what if it meant you could get a more accurate and reliable test though through the ass?
Oh man, I'd have to be showing some extreme symptoms to consider. Like, nah, I couldn't do it. I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Have you?
How does that work? Do they like stick it in your butt,
Yeah,
or is
that's.
Like,
I mean, that's no. That's what an anal swab is. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because only white people do this. But you never had your mom like check your temperature rectally?
No. What do you think of a dog? No, of course not. Is that
Really?
normal?
I don't remember it. My mom says that she did when I was a kid, but I mean,
Check your temperature. I mean, I feel like
they
there's
think
like
it's pretty accurate.
20
though.
other options before your butt. It's 20 other options before your butt. You can put it in my ear. You can put it, on my nose. You can put it, I don't know, between my toes.
Well,
But once you go in the poop chute, there's no coming back from that. You might be
You're
scarred for
30.
life.
You're 31, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I just went to the doctor and they said next year I got to start getting the prostate exam done.
No, you don't. Go to a
Why-
different
why-
doctor.
No. Listen, you've never had anything in your rectum at all besides poop coming out.
Listen, yeah, I was gonna say it's always been a one way street.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never I find it hard to believe that
What do you?
have
What
ever
else?
been
Okay,
in the
so
shower.
what else? What else besides what would?
You've never stuck your own finger in your butthole.
No, I know it's there. I trust it. No, I've never.
You've
I've
never in the shower. I have, buddy. Like, I mean, you can't tell me like
Yeah, but what's the
When
reasoning
you're a
behind
kid,
it?
just because I've never done it before. Don't
Like,
you
I
like
guess
the experience?
If you
new
got like
things?
some like toilet paper like stuck there, you would kind of have to. But besides that, I mean, it's you could probably do it, stick it in someone else's butthole. But I wouldn't. do
You've
it
never
my
had
own.
a chick. You've never had a chick do it.
No, not a finger.
Okay, so then she's eating ass. Then okay, I get what you're saying. Okay. Oh, not a finger. So you mean like a dildo then?
I would say no.
No,
No,
you
now
said
you take it
not
out
a
of
finger.
context.
Now,
I said
no,
not a
no. I'm
finger.
just
or
I'm-
any type of object.
You didn't
at
say
all.
that. See, I caught you. There. You
It was
said not a
implied.
finger.
It was implied.
No, it was not implied.
Yes,
You
it
said you specifically said a finger. You could have said I've never had anything.
Toto, do I look like the type to have a dildo up my butt? Like, try to picture that scenario. Either like, am I like getting held down by three Ndamukong Suh type people?
We're gonna be Ndamukong. I mean, some people might find that kind of hot if you ask me. Like, if you had 3 Ndamukong Suhs, like that would be like
that would be the end of you. That would be your
definitely
funeral would be right there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got to take a quick break. Be back in a few minutes. This is Tuttle and Ciroc. You are listening to the Tuttle weekly review, monthly review. It's confusing. We'll work on it. Be back in a few seconds.
He's a nerd,
I've only been arrested one time.
a radio personality,
Professionally, I'm not in the best position that I've ever been in.
and hot talk satirizer.
You would think with everything that's going on, a Caucasian like myself wouldn't be able to randomly talk to an African American or a minority.
You're listening to the Tuttle Daily Podcast. Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuttle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Do you have something you want to say?
Hey, what kind of preacher is you?
Leave Tuttle a voicemail,
Cause you're kind of ignorant.
especially if you think he's being an asshole.
No mega bitch.
Will your hurtful comments offend Tuttle?
No, baby.
Call the show at 407-270-3044.
No, baby.
All right, guys, welcome back. My guest is still Ciroc. Ciroc,
Hey.
tell people about your podcast, where they can find it.
So the podcast is called The Weekly Review. Basically, it's just a rundown of trending topics for the week, who's what, where, and why. I usually stick to Spotify podcasts, and it's at The Weekly Review, or we are starting our YouTube channel, same title, and Instagram. I use my personal account, which is at Ciroc. It's SerakThemic, the mic. So yeah, man. I mean, a lot of different platforms, and I kind of want to bring it to my question as far as Tuttle, you're big on Twitter, right? That's your main source of.
But man, I gotta tell you, I lost a lot of people as of late, man.
I've been leaving.
Yeah, I've been leaving, and Twitter has been just like cleaning house on a lot of things right now. So
why do you think they're doing that?
I don't know. See, that's what I really don't get. When Twitter first started, it was the wild fucking West.
Right.
Like I mean, some of the stuff that used to go on Twitter was ridiculous, man. And now it's like, I think it's because of all the commercial sponsorships that they have now.
Oh, the ads, man.
The ads. They got people they got to answer to now.
Yeah, that's like, it's funny. I was I forgot what I was watching last night, and we were bringing Hulu. And you know how Hulu, depending on your subscription, you can get like the one where there's like no ads, but mainly they have like commercials and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, man, I remember back in the day when like pop-ups was the issue, like having a pop-up blocker.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, another pop-up. But now it's like every single, platform we use to stream or connect with people are flooded with ads. You go on Facebook, it's, everything catered to whatever series listening to you say. And I feel like it's getting out of hand. And then like you were saying with Twitter, it's like, you got to pay the people who pay, to let you, for them to put their ads on your platform. But now it's just like one big retail shop.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you. I have this thing. If I click on a YouTube video and I have to, because some of them are getting so crazy now, where they'll have like 2 spots in front of the video you're trying to watch. And I refuse, like, seriously, to put back-to-back commercials at the beginning of the video that I want to watch.
And then they got the nerve to give you a countdown, and then it just resets.
I know. And what about this, man? Like every single video, like some of these people get so greedy, like you can add little spots in your video to run other spots.
Yeah.
Kind of like a TV show. And I'm like,
Never ending.
This is the point of YouTube and all these other things where I don't have to watch goddamn commercials. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
And think about it in this sense. Like, say you watch a video, right? And you get usually it's 5 seconds. You get the 5 second to skip it. And then another one pops up. I don't know why I gave you the option to skip. And then the actual video, is playing. And then who's ever on the video is like, I want to give a thanks to our sponsors. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Is like, what are we at? Like a flea market or something? Like, man, by then I don't even want to watch it anymore.
See, that's the thing about it is I'm sure some people maybe fast forward during my show, but that's why I only have like 3 sponsors in the hour show, and they're not even minute sponsors. They're only 30 seconds. And, I try to keep it. I understand that people are just wanting the content, but they also got to understand, hey, that's how we're trying to make a living, but it gets to be overkill sometimes.
Right. Have you ever actually like, watched a video and an ad pops up before you can watch, like actually clicked on the ad, like we're interested in what they were showing you?
There have been a few, but I mean, it's got to be really, really good. Like, it's got to be an amazing ad.
Yeah.
Or something maybe I haven't heard of.
And usually if it's that good, they probably don't need ads anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, Ciroc, so what is your next story here in the month of January? I know we're not in January. We are reviewing January right now.
Well, I was just kind of, to kind of piggyback off the Twitter thing, I think, do you think like, we're too, and I mean, I know with the pandemic going on, everyone has to stay inside and, there's all these rules and stuff like that. But you think we're too tuned in to, all this social media crap? Like,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm losing, I don't want to say I'm losing trust, but it's getting to the point where it's just like, I don't know what to believe.
Are you
like,
talking about stories?
Just in general, or like just so for instance with Twitter, right? As of late, well, actually it changed today, but like Elon Musk, for instance, right? He said he was going to take a hiatus from Twitter, and it's just like over the past 2 weeks with the whole GameStop and all this and the huge influence that he's had, on those certain stocks, and then just he leaves, and it's just like, why do we like just believe anything that we see like online or on Twitter, or take all these people who are not, I wouldn't say not credible, but like not necessarily the greatest source, of information for certain topics, and then just go with it?
Because people are dumb and gullible. I mean, it's plain and simple. Us as Americans, we have had it way too good.
Yeah.
I know that it sounds weird to say this, but I think we got way too many freedoms. Like that. No, I'm being
really
serious.
Too many?
No, because hear me out, okay? When you have a child,
right,
and the parents just let that child do whatever they want. Like, I don't believe in telling my kid what they can or cannot do. I want them to be their own person. And what is it?
Still a kid,
I know, but they take advantage of those freedoms, okay? And they're dicks about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is now there's been no hardship. Now they're like, okay, well, our government would never lie to us. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a conspiracy theory guy, but there is people. Listen, it's called clickbait. These news stories, these things that they post, you gotta do your own homework, okay?
Yeah, but nobody does it anymore. And as we move forward, like less and less people would do it. It's getting to the point. I remember when like the internet, well, not the internet, but we'll just say early 2000s, right? Where the information, the technology age or whatever, and like I remember growing up with the internet and computers and stuff like that, and I knew what was real and what was not, what was an ad, what was actually legit. And I was that computer tech guy. Every family has a tech guy to help your parents with the computer. And now I feel like,
dude.
Yeah, now I feel like we're graduating to the point where, teenagers now know, 10 times as much as me. So it's like I'm aging into, I guess, internet stupidity, and I don't know, it's kind of getting
Let,
crazy.
let me let me ask you this. So, I mean, you've talked about having a family. You want to be a dad. Is there an age too early to put that digital device in your child's hands? Because the reason I'm asking is that a lot of these places aren't going to hire you if you're not tech savvy. So are you giving your kid a heads up, or are you giving them just the greatest invention distraction that you could ever imagine?
I mean, it's tough to say because they're gonna need that device regardless. I mean,
Yes.
eventually, So it's man, see, like I have a niece. She's 2, and she knows how to work an iPad better than I know how to work an iPad. She can barely talk or read. I just think that's what they grew up with. I think it at this point it's no longer seen as like some type of distraction tool. Like your phone, your everything on the internet about you, that's who you are at this point in time. You're more
But
likely to meet people online than in person.
but are we missing out on experiences?
No, because think about when we were kids, right? Like, and the things that we did. And now think about when your parents were kids. It was a totally different, environment growing up. And, we had totally different interests. You gotta adjust with the times as well. And, your kids do the same thing. Their kids are going to have the same issue.
All right, but all right, so I've been reading stories about getting us as human beings getting smarter and smarter and smarter, not having to do as many physical things. Do you believe in evolution, right?
Yeah, but I think,
Do you
just
feel
like
like we're going to become weaker? Do you think we're going to become like less muscular in a whole, and we're going to become unhealthier?
I think it'll get like divided, just like with the whole income aspect, right? When people say the rich get richer, the poor get poor, and it keeps spreading. I think the same thing goes with intelligence. I feel like the smart get smarter and the dumb get dumber.
Well, well, that's because and I know a lot of people. And listen, I know it's going to piss off a lot of people, but like the good cities, the great cities, they pay more in taxes because their houses more expensive. So that means the schools get a bigger budget. And then you get the poorer areas. They don't pay as many taxes because their properties are not as expensive.
right.
And how is that fair, though? It really, really isn't. When some of the worst communities, they don't get as better teaching than other cities or school districts.
Well, I mean, how do you make it fair?
I mean, I really don't know, man. That's why I'm not a politician, though.
That's why the problem, still, persists. It's just like, you want to help everybody and you want everyone to succeed, but it's survival of the fittest at the end of the day. And, it sucks.
So you don't believe in systemic racism then? Like where things like that go about though? I mean, seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's passed down. But there always has to be that some, whoever in your family to kind of break that cycle. I think that's the hardest part is getting out of that same cycle of, the same shit and, living the same way your parents did and so on and so forth. It's passed down through generations. So, there always needs to be like somebody to break that cycle for their family name pretty much.
All right. So,
it's always that one person, like for instance, sports wise, right? There's always that one person that, the sad story makes it out of a troubled times. Now he's a multimillionaire and he's giving back to his community, right? Maybe he was that one person in his family to kind of stop the string of poverty.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I really do get it. But I mean, how many of those people that break that cycle and then all their friends and family have their hands out and then he ends up being in the poorhouse as well too?
Yeah, see, that's what's tough. That's why, like, if you just my opinion, but if you ever come into like obviously, a ton of money or maybe you won the lottery or something like that, instead of just giving, you should kind of teach how to keep it. I think a lot of people kind of stray away from that, right? You win $1 million. Oh, first thing you think, do something for my family or something like that. How about you put it aside and figure out,
Invest it.
yeah, invest it. Teach your kids how to invest and all this stuff. And that's speaking of investing, I would say that's, have been a hot topic lately. So I'm on Facebook quite often, and I notice like a lot of people, millennials, or just I guess my friends in my age group, a lot of them are, putting their money in the stock market. And
Yeah, but they think it's easy, and they're going to lose their ass because
but at least they're attempting versus just giving your money to someone else and just trusting it. With like, you gotta take care of your finances, and even if it's in a hedge fund or in retirement, like you still need to know how to manage your own money. And I think, and that's what I like about now, even with this Robinhood tobacco and all this crap, at least is bringing attention to what's going on,
All right. So related to your topic of online, one of the other bigger stories, and I can't, this just shows you how weird things are.
Mhm.
One of the big stories was number 45, Donald J. Trump got banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are saying
A lot of stuff. You got banned from a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he got banned from a lot of things. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they're denying him his free speech. They're censoring him. And a lot of people don't realize these private businesses, whenever you sign up for a social media account, nobody reads the terms and agreement.
No.
But it says there, like, they can get rid of you for anything. Now, hear me out on this. So this is the bigger question, because you were talking about people getting their news from social media.
Right.
When the Constitution and everything was written, our amendments, the Bill of Rights, they didn't realize, hey, one day we're going to have people moving pictures in a box that we're going to be able to get our information from. And they made rules. They came up with the FCC. They came up with federal guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the government needs to create some like rules when it comes to these companies, social media? And what I mean is, people get a lot of their information from there.
Yeah. So I agree. I definitely think they need to make some type of, regulation. I mean, I know it's Twitter, and they can make their own rules, but like you're saying, like, it's become the source of information. Twitter, Facebook, all these other social media apps is more I wouldn't say more trustworthy, but they're liable. Most people are liable to get their information from there versus watching the news on TV.
No, I agree. I agree, but like it is true. People need to be responsible and do their own research on things.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you click on a link, I can tell just looking at the website, the fonts, the design, that it's a fake website, or it's not a legitimate website per se.
Exactly. You don't have like the lock in the web browser.
Of course. But people, back to what I was saying, people are gullible and dumb here. And like I said, it goes back to us living fat and happy here in the United States of America.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you let your grandma get on the internet. That's what.
Oh, dude,
that's what, they don't know any better.
For the longest time, I wouldn't tell my parents how to be able to listen to me online, because some of the shit that I would say, but like, guy, I'm fine. They don't know anything about technology, so I can kind of get away with it a little bit.
Yeah, I do the same. Well, my mom is pretty. I mean, she knows how to log in. I know that's like the first step, like figuring out how to teach them how to log in.
How old are your parents, by the way?
My dad is 63 or 2, 62, 63. And my mom is like 58, I believe. I don't know. My mom was always the type to never tell her age. So I was always
your dad was the man. He got a younger lady and everything. Like, I mean, come on.
I think he's 63. Remember, when you come over from like a different country, sometimes they
kind of
slap a birth date on you. Yeah.
You look about 21, 22.
Like, for instance, his date of birth is January 1st, of course. But then like there's like 100 other people with the same, that all came over at the same time with the same birthday.
The reason I bring that up is like, we're talking about things in our personal lives. It's like, man, it's been bad, and it sucks seeing your parents get older.
Yeah,
it fucking sucks.
It does, man. My best friend actually, father just died last Sunday.
Yeah.
I know,
You know,
man.
the other night, my dad was an iron worker all of his life, perfect balance and stuff.
Iron
Um,
worker. What
Iron
does that
worker
mean?
as like steel erection, putting up buildings and stuff like
Oh, okay.
that. But you got to walk on the beams and stuff. And back when my dad did it, they didn't have safety harnesses and stuff. They were like, if you fell, you fell. I mean, how crazy is that?
Yeah,
Like,
you just did
uh,
it.
but his walking has gotten really, really bad later on in life.
Mhm.
And I had him, I had a physical therapist coming and seeing him, and he was getting stronger, because the older generation, I would say your dad is a very not he's a proud person, right? When
Mhm.
you say like he
Yeah.
okay, and so is my dad, and my dad was getting discouraged. He was like, I don't want people to see me walking this way and stuff. And I said, well, let's start exercising. And
Mhm.
his mobility was getting better, but then the winter came. When you get older, you don't deal with colder temperatures
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been getting outside and exercising. And my dad fell the other day.
Oh,
He
damn.
and when I went in there, it was really scary because it was about 25, 30 seconds. He was not responsive at all.
What? How do you
And
fall?
he just see what happens is he doesn't get up enough. And then whenever he does get up, he gets lightheaded.
Isn't that kind of scary? Like,
Well, dude,
if I said Tuttle, oh yeah, I fell real quick. Like, you wouldn't be concerned because I can get right
yeah.
back up. Then we hear from your parents, like, if someone tells you they fell, that must mean they.
Oh no, I was here
something
though,
happened.
buddy. I was actually here. And he was like for 25 seconds unresponsive. Then at that moment, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it.
Oh man, no, you can't think like
And
that. Though. You
no,
can't be
but
waiting for a
but
moment.
no. In that split second, I thought he was dead.
What did?
Yeah, no. I mean, Ciroc, he just fell, and like, what am I supposed to think when he's not answering me or anything at all?
Did you call 911?
Yeah, I did. He got mad. Got mad as fuck.
He woke up, was pissed off.
Yep.
You can't get mad. I mean, you're doing it, fear of safety. Like obviously, I mean, one of my parents fell or unresponsive. Of course, I call 911.
Okay, so but like, it's a weird dynamic, okay?
Yeah.
Because when you grow up, okay, your parents take care of you. They tell you what to do and stuff, all right?
Right. Right.
They do everything. Now I'm having to stay on their ass about stuff.
I'm taking care of them.
Take your pills, take your med because they forget sometimes.
Do you think it's harder? I mean, I know you don't have any children, but do you think it's harder to take care of aging parents or like growing like
Wait,
babies?
did you say Asian? Because I would
A-
love to take care of
Asian
some
parents?
Asian parents. Like that would
Age-
be, how much radio content I could get out of if I was taking care of two older Asian people.
These are my parents.
Yes,
Aging.
exactly. No, I
Aging.
know. I'm just being dumb. But
Tall black coffee.
yeah, tall black coffee. See, I'm a child still at heart, But what I'm trying to say is it feels weird telling your parents what to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like you're
And
the parent now.
and it's not like I'm being disrespectful. I'm
Mhm.
not being disrespectful at all, but it's one of those surreal things that I think everybody has to go through
Yeah.
at some point. But there are some people, once they get out of the house, they're like, fuck their parents. Like they really don't see them, but every so often,
Mhm.
and it's weird.
That's how I'm not gonna say that's how I am, but like I'm not as like super like I'm close to my family, obviously, but I'm not like an everyday caller type guy, maybe
Yeah.
once a week, check in every now and then. And then like my girl, for instance, is like twice a day, and I don't know. I never really
Is your girlfriend a only child?
no, she's a sister. But she's probably the favorite child though.
Okay, so what I'm saying, why though? Can I just be honest with you?
Mhm.
Because right now you're in your 30s. Dude, my 30s went by.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
By so quick, dude. I'm telling you, buddy, I'm telling you, 40 will be here in a blink of an eye.
Jesus.
Dude, my 30s was a blur.
And I'm still living like a 25-year-old. Like that's what I'm concerned about.
But what I'm trying to say though, Ciroc, is the way that I've always looked at it is because my mom was just in the hospital as well too. And listen, I know everybody has to go through that. Everybody's got to go through it, okay? But it doesn't make it any easier for people. But what I'm trying to say is that don't have regret.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because there's all this time you could be calling, even if it's a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but
and saying hi. But why aren't you though? I
don't feel any different. You know what I mean? I still love them the same. Or,
no, because you're still feeling like you got all the time in the world.
Yeah, but that's like, even with like, my parents and stuff like that, like, it's like a respect thing, that's just who I am as a person when it comes to.
Wait, they don't want to be bothered? They don't want to be bothered by you?
No, of course they want to be bothered. I mean, they're parents, they love phone calls, but.
And I'm not judging you, man, like seriously, but like I'm saying is I've talked to so many other people and people say, man, I wish I would have called more. I wish I would have done this.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be something you wish you would have done more. Like nobody's like, I'm satisfied with the family time I put in before, my parents died. Like, come on. I mean, it's always going to be, you're always going to miss them, And
I'm not trying to get all deep, dark, and twisted. I'm not calling you a bad person, but I'm just saying I consider you a friend. And I just wouldn't want you to be like, man, wish I would have made that extra trip or I would have called more just to say hi.
I would say this. I feel like me and my parents are on the same like level. It's the same understanding. Like they know me, they know how many times I call, how many times I visit. And it's like, it's the max for me, at least. So it's, I don't think I'm in a position where like, oh, I wish I would have called more. Cause I'm just living in the moment, I guess. But I mean, yeah, if something happened,
like I'm saying 40 will be here soon. And guess what? When you're 40, your parents are going to be in their 70s.
I know. Shit.
So do you see what I'm saying?
I think I get, just like you, I get concerned about, at least you're there, which is different than being on the other side of the country. Do
you think if your parents, be honest with me, if your parents were going through something or they were like sick or something, that they would be the type of parents that like, Ciroc's got his own thing going. Let's not bother him with this.
No.
They would?
I don't think so. They would tell me. My dad probably would hesitate to tell me, but I mean, he's been in good health for a long time now. And that kind of, is from me working out. Just like with you, you're starting to change your diet around and, working out and stuff like that. I'm sure like, your father sees that and it's motivation for him. Yeah. You'd be surprised how that works. No, you see, look, it's easy to be like, no, but trust me, in the background, he's thinking about stuff like that.
He's trying. He is trying. So, well, listen. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into some fun stuff here, okay?
Ooh.
Be back in a few minutes with Tuttle and Ciroc.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp.
Man, maybe I would have way more sex partners in my life if I just threw caution to the wind.
It's the Tuttle Daily Podcast. Tuttle's Daily Podcast is brought to you by StitchYouUp.com. For your embroidery, screen printing, vinyl, and direct-to-garment printing needs, visit StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up specializes in custom caps, shirts, decals, and anything you want to personalize. Whether it's one item or large orders, they can handle any size. Unsure about what you want? Let Stitch You Up help you with your logo design. Visit StitchYouUp.com or contact them, Eric at StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up, definitely not your grandma's embroidery. Nerd, radio personality, and hot talk satirizer. You're listening to the Tuttle Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tuttle and Ciroc monthly review. I think that sounds good, Ciroc.
That sounds great.
I'm gonna get the production guy to work on that for us.
Could we like what would that be? TSMR? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, ASMR. You're talking about ASMR? No.
No.
TSMR? No.
Total
what is it?
Ciroc monthly review.
Oh, well, see,
TSMR.
but that plays on ASMR. Yeah.
What the hell is
yeah.
AMSRT?
Wait, you don't know what ASMR is?
ASMR?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
is
called
that A6? No.
auditory sensory meridian response something. I
Okay,
forget.
who else knows that? You said it like it was gonna be some type of like it's gonna be
No,
wait audio.
no.
What?
No, what it is, it's the YouTube videos. Like I wish I could pan myself, but it's the one be like, like you had a woman that would make noises like
ASMR.
and yeah, just search ASMR on YouTube right now and you'll see
God, so many
exactly
videos.
what exactly it is. All right, go. All right, here, do this. So you search ASMR. Go. You know how you can sort by view count. I want to see what the most viewed ASMR video is.
All right, let me see. Looks like
ASMR view count. Because I'm just curious.
Oh no, that's 1 day ago. Damn, but it gets a lot. Damn.
Yes,
This chick has
exactly.
400,000 views. She just posted this yesterday about ASMR.
Yes, and people like they claim that ASMR is not a sexual thing, but it is. It is
It's-
because, like, have you? Okay, all right. Here,
146 million.
Yes. Isn't that
from
crazy?
Someone making
It's
a
got to be
rainbow
gentle.
party.
Gentle whispering might be the most because
I don't
I
like that.
listened to her.
I don't like that because that reminds me of. Remember, I told you I used to have like night. Well, I get them sometimes, like night terrors
Yeah.
or sleep paralysis. And the first time I ever had it done, I was in. This is like 11 years ago, and I was in school and we were out partying like late nights, like literally the morning. And I remember I went to sleep. I woke up. It was like had to be like 8 because the sun was shining, and I couldn't move. And I remember like feeling like hands down my back, and then someone like whispering my name in my ear.
Wait,
That's
you
similar
do
to the ASMR.
Wait, you will hold up.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, because I was a late bloomer, okay?
Mhm.
And what I mean by having sexual experiences, and I remember the first time like getting real hot and heavy about to, it wasn't the first time I had sex, but the girl just like messing with the ears, the earlobes, like
Yeah.
kind of like making those noises, that's what that brought me back to because that was one of the greatest like things. Now, I'll get to this in a few minutes. So you're not a very audiotorial person, like and ASMR is just not about whispering. It's about showing attention to somebody. Kind of like
All these videos are like cooking, and is it just for like a satisfaction?
dude, my favorite ASMR video, and I know this is gonna sound ridiculous. It's one of my favorite soccer announcers, football announcers, because I got a lot of UK people. When I say soccer, they give me shit about it.
American
but-
football.
But he's Scottish or Irish. I forget, but it's an ASMR video of him giving a tutorial on how to make the perfect sandwich. And I would say for a couple of months, that is what I would put my
Making the
earbuds
perfect
in.
sandwich. You know his name?
It's just it's a soccer announcer, or football announcer. It's a weird name.
I think
It's
I
an
found it
older guy.
here.
It's an older guy, but
And it was
what makes-
unintentional, right?
Yes, unintentional. Yes, this guy. So it's the way he talks. He has a very wet mouth.
Michael O.
Yes, yep,
I can't even
yep,
pronounce
yep,
his
yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's a weird gay like name, not like gay, but gay like name.
Oh, I'm offended. No, just kidding.
No, so but what I'm saying though is, yeah, I do. It's weird as fuck. I know that it's weird, but
Why does that happen though? Why do you feel that way? Like what's going
Because
on
I
to
get
make
the-
you?
Okay, so do you remember? And I'm talking about those tingles that you get, that feeling at the base of your skull, maybe
Yeah.
some goosebumps.
Yeah, but that kind of like for me, that kind of I get like ticklish, like I don't really like it's not like any type of like, sexual,
Okay, how about
hot and
this?
heavy.
How about this? Okay, can we do this the next time you're on? Um, I'm gonna find my favorite ASMR video. Okay,
Okay. I'm
and
gonna listen to one after this, by the way.
no, I'm gonna send you mine, but I want to. No, do not watch any. I want to send you my favorite, and I want you to record yourself and do a reaction video. Could you do
So
that for me?
it's just the voice, right?
Yeah, it's just a voice,
So
but there
so
some of them are video. Here, I'll give you. I'll
give me an
give you.
example from
All
you.
right.
I want to hear you like kind of,
Okay.
I got
No,
headphones
no,
on,
no,
so
no, no,
let's
no,
hear
no,
it.
no. I'm horrible at it, but here, this is gonna sound weird. Okay.
Okay.
Um, one of my favorite ASMR videos is of a woman giving you an eye exam. So what I'm saying is, it's like a POV, like you're getting an eye exam done. Okay.
Okay.
And the doctor is giving you the eye exam. All right. And it was a woman. Now, I just went to the eye doctor, and I've always had men doctors. Okay.
Right.
But this was the first female doctor that I had.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, a little bit older than me, but I got to tell you, still very attractive.
Okay.
I had the biggest in-person ASMR.
But she was the
video.
eye doctor, right? Is this
Yeah,
before you had
she-
your glasses on or after you had them on?
No,
Is
so
this just very
so
attractive?
no, but what it is, when they get really close in your personal space and they're looking in your eyes and stuff, and they're showing you attention, that's what ASMR is. It's just not whispering.
So it's
It's
just
a little bit of
someone like
everything.
in your face.
No, showing you like attention, like you are the only person
So like
that
right before
matters
you
at
have
that moment.
right before you have sex, right?
I get it's never really been a sexual thing for me. Maybe this is a very like Caucasian type
Do you
thing.
get
I don't
aroused
know.
when you get eye exams?
No, I no. Can I tell you? I
They're like,
get
Toto, here again. We just saw you yesterday. Like, yeah, something in my eye though.
okay, and I know we're going long, but I really don't give a fuck because this is a great conversation. I not too long ago I had a very erotic moment that was not erotic at all.
Okay.
Have you
How's that
have you ever
possible?
have you ever had anything like that?
You got to like explain your
Okay,
situation.
here. Okay, so a while back I met this girl, but she is into these vibrations, these sounds and stuff.
Oh, okay, so the sounds. I thought you said
Okay.
vibrators. I was like, wait a minute.
No. Like well, I'll
Does
get
this
to it.
correlate with the Chinese swab? The Chinese.
No.
COVID
Ain't no
vaccine?
Chinese. No, she used tuning forks on me.
Okay, I can kind of see. I can kind of see that now. I can kind of picture the sound or hear the
And
sound.
she was showing so much attention, and it was like a 30-minute deal. Okay, like she would hear out, like, had a bag of tuning forks. Okay, I don't even know where
Okay.
the fuck you get a bag of tuning forks from, but she was testing them out. She was trying to find the right sound for me. Okay,
Mhm.
and she had me close my eyes, and she was like not whispering, but just talking in a very calm, smooth voice.
Mhm.
And you got your ears closed, and she would take the tuning forks because she would have two at a time.
Well,
Matching.
your ears are closed. How you do that?
My ears weren't closed. My eyes were. Did I say
Oh,
ears?
I think you did. Your
Yeah,
ears
I
are
did.
closed,
I
like-
might have, because I'm getting back to it now. I'm like all like mixed up, thinking about it, because that was the greatest thing, closest to sex, in my opinion, because she was showing me attention, and it was like a 30-minute thing. She would take the tuning forks, pin them on either side of my ears.
So it's
then,
like cuddling. It's like cuddling, but for your ears.
a little bit, but like on my joints. Like, she would go to my elbows, do it, and you could actually, I don't know if I could really feel the vibrations. Like, she wouldn't touch me with them,
Mhm.
but I could feel the vibration.
Now, where
All
were
right.
you guys? Where were you guys at? Was it like, were you at her place? Or?
Oh God,
Oh shit.
When I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh man, this is the whitest fucking thing that I've ever heard in my life. But I was at an organic vegetable farm.
That's not the whitest thing ever. I can think of a little bit whiter stuff, but nah,
All
I mean,
right,
that's
give
cool.
me an example. What would have been whiter than an organic vegetable farm?
I don't know, Kenny Chesney concert in a bathroom.
Well, I mean, of course, but you get what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
was it was a weird experience, but it was
But it was the right
great
it was the
experience.
right set. It was the right setting, right? So if that's gonna happen
Yes.
to you, let it happen outside. You know, you got organic fruits and vegetables around you. It's a lot of green, I guess.
Could you now, how about this? Maybe we talked about this underarm hair. Did we
Nope.
talk about this?
We did, and my answer is still nope. Would never.
Really?
Nope.
Even if it's the baddest ass
Even
woman.
if it was a cure for, I don't know, cancer or something like that.
Wait a
shaving
minute. You
women's
would
arms
not you would not fuck a woman that had underarm hair if it
No.
meant the cure for cancer for all these people.
Okay, all right. Maybe that was a stretch, but I just I don't know. I just can't, man. I feel like that's a guy trait for some reason. It's a man's
Jesus
trait. That's
Christ.
like, okay, so if I let the underarm hair slide, then what's next? A beard and mustache?
All right. Can it
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
All right. Because I don't look, because I'm friends with your chick on Instagram, okay?
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna talk about her per se, but like, okay, a woman with a hairy private area. Deal breaker for you or not?
No, but it has to be like, like
Like
cleaned
what?
in.
What is your choice?
Like you can have
Is-
like a bush or something like that. I mean, you can have like a landing strip. I mean, as long as it's not like
Have you ever
has to be
taken the
clean.
panties off and then hear the soundtrack "Welcome to the Jungle" in your head whenever you take the panties off? That's what I'm trying to say.
No, thank God, because I'd be screaming, "Get to the chopper!" immediately.
I have, man. I have.
Why did you just
You're-
leave? Are,
No,
are,
no.
are you like me, where it's just like
You want me to be
It's too
honest?
late.
You can I be honest?
Yeah,
I don't want to hurt her feelings.
yeah, but she's about to. Oh man, I don't know. There's a
Because- Here,
line
listen,
you just got to be like,
I'll-
I can't do this.
I will give you an example of how hairy this chick's vagina was.
Oh man.
I had the condom on, and the hairs would wrap around the base of the condom and would actually pull the condom off. So that actually
So you
saved
were kind of giving her a haircut at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But no, what I'm saying is the condom was ripping off because the hairs were getting tangled at the base
Oh, so you
of
were
the condom.
damn. So you were braiding it. Forget a haircut. You was
Yeah, exactly. So
Tuttle's
so when I
pube salon at your
so
service.
it just wasn't working because the condom kept getting ripped off by this chick's pubic hair.
You got to tell her, because if you don't tell her, somebody will eventually.
Not my place. Not my place. That's
Yeah, but
something
some people
that's
are-
something her mama should have told her back in the day.
But some people are good at like giving advice in a bad situation, right? Like you be good at that. You be like, hey, you
Oh,
know,
dude, I really don't
so
care.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything like that, but I'm having an issue down here. Your hairs are very healthy, first of all, but they're kind of ruining the moment for me.
Yeah, ripping my condom off.
Yeah.
I don't want my baby in case I get you impregnated.
Did this?
I
did
don't
this
want. I
girl-
don't want. Yeah, I don't want my baby, my child, to have to pass through that hair vagina, that jungle back in the day. Like I gotta respect my kid or future
Exactly.
kid.
He'll come up with like a fro and and everything.
Exactly. Oh, the kid's bald headed as fuck. It's just all the pubic hair from his mom, like all over the top of his head.
Yeah. I was like, why does your baby have a wig on? Like, it does.
Has there ever been a woman that you've been with that at the time, like, all right, she looks good,
Mhm.
but maybe she was violating a little bit. Maybe she was wearing some like
Not the
Spanx
cleanest.
like Spanx. Some of the girls would wear the Spanx to keep things high and tight, and you
Wait,
finally
Spanx?
get her. Spanx is like tights
Is that
that
short for
like
spandex?
yeah, kind of like
Okay.
it's a brand, and then you finally see her nude, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. Have you ever had to dip? Like, have you ever had to?
Yeah,
like,
but I couldn't
how'd
leave.
you
I couldn't
do that,
leave.
though?
No, I didn't
How-
leave. I just, it's
I
just
got a
it's
headache,
almost
baby.
taking one for the team. I mean, you
I know.
already went that far. There's always
Yeah.
a point of like no return. Like,
Has
can you
your-
imagine getting butt naked and then like immediately just putting your clothes back on?
Yeah, like that. I mean, that is like, how do you come back from that? Like as a chick, or it could be the other way with a guy. Okay, so the guy takes his pants off, and the girl's like, "Oh man, he has the smallest dick that I've ever seen in my life."
It's
Like
pocket
for
length.
real. Like for real. Like I mean, what is that a bigger ego blow to, the guy or a girl? I mean, I know
Definitely,
that.
definitely the guy.
Yeah,
Well, I
Because
don't
I'm-
know. I feel like guys can handle it more. Like a
Yeah.
girl would like be like depressed as hell for like years. You just like in relationships, all it takes is, it seems like from the girl's perspective or, from experience, it seems like the girl always like not necessarily suffers longer, but just takes a little bit longer to like recover
Yeah.
from that type of scenario, right? And then it doesn't have to be like a breakup or anything like that, but a guy would probably just try to find a different girl.
What's funny is before we started this segment, like, all right, let's blow through these stories because we didn't want to go too long, but we've already done that. So, all right, let's do this. Okay, let's try to rapid blow through these topics here. I'm trying to see if my other phone has an
Oh,
alarm.
damn, baller! My other phone.
Well, yeah, I got a sponsorship, and my phone. Here we go. I do have a stopwatch. Okay, so
Okay.
here's what we'll do. Okay, we're gonna do what do you think? Minute and a half on each story. I'd say we'll give it a
Okay.
minute and a half. Okay, and I'll let you go. This is gonna kind of be like pardon the interruption. PTI. Kind of going through some news stories. So just imagine like a little sidebar thing here. This is
Wait,
only
which one of
audio.
those? Which one of is Michael?
Oh,
Wilbon?
I'm Tony Kornheiser for sure.
I want to be Tony.
Do you want to be Tony Kornheiser?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, I mean, whatever you want to do. So, all right, here we go. All right, Sirach, you are officially on the clock with your next story.
Oh wait, I go.
Yes, I wanted you to go.
Oh man, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're wasting 5 seconds right now,
Oh,
buddy.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
All right, here, I'll go. All right, one of the things I want to talk about is how the hell did Elon Musk pass Jeff Bezos on the world's richest list? Is
Easy,
it
man.
really that profitable sending satellites up in the sky? What is going on with this Starlink internet that they're talking about? The government has subsidized a lot of the spending on it, and we're talking almost $200 just to buy a receiver for this thing.
Damn, I didn't know all that. Well,
Yeah,
obviously Tesla's doing great. SpaceX is the future, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I
dude,
think
have
NASA
you-
is taking notes.
Have you seen the
Um,
last 2 rocket tests that they've
Didn't they
tried to
blow up?
do? Yeah, no. I mean, they went up, but they exploded on landing, which is not good for astronauts that are gonna be on the goddamn rocket.
Maybe it's a one-way ticket. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's the reason why Jeff Bezos stepped down from Amazon. Him and Elon know something. Maybe an asteroid
they
is coming, and they're building spaceships as fast as possible to get the hell out
Oh.
of here.
Space bunkers, then.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, right?
I
Space
could see-
bunkers
okay.
instead of underground bunkers. Your bunker would just be like on the moon or something. You can
Yes,
just low
exactly.
burn.
And then you can get on the moon and launch from there. All right, my time is up. On to you, Sirach.
It's Black History Month again, but I'm not a big fan.
No,
so...
why? Can I ask why?
Because man, it's just like, I mean, come on, Black History Month. Like I don't know. I don't want to say it's just like a slap in the face, but okay, what about the rest of the
Why?
month?
Because it's the shortest month. That's a joke that everybody makes.
Not necessarily it's the shortest month. It's part of American history as well, right? So it shouldn't be like celebrated in a month. It should just be, no different than how do I say this?
All right, let me here.
I just
here's-
don't like the attention. I
Okay,
guess.
here's a better question. Okay, give me somebody that was important in Black history, and that's excluding the ones that everybody knows about. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say Obama.
Martin. Well, I mean, come on, everybody. I mean, he was the first Black president. But like everybody, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, so all that's who would be somebody that we would not think of when it
Mhm.
comes to Black history. And it could
Oh,
be
man, that's
anybody
tough.
like present day. Like
I
here,
think you ever watched the it was a documentary. Yeah, what's the
yeah, I've
guy?
watched
What's Michael
Reading Rainbow.
Jackson's Michael
I've watched
Jackson's
Reading
manager?
Rainbow. Who's the guy that does Reading Rainbow? LeVar Burton. I mean, he opened up race relations, and I think he deserves a
I was gonna say
moment during
I was
Black
gonna
History
say
Month.
I was gonna say Quincy Jones.
Oh, now I got to tell you, I have a thing for his daughter,
Oh,
like
what's her name?
Rashida
Rashida?
Jones.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
hot.
like now, obviously Quincy's black. What does her mom look like? Like, can you look that up? Like,
It was a documentary on him, and let me see.
because I loved her in The Office. I loved her on
Parks and Rec.
Rec. So what I'm trying to say is like I got to see what that mixture
Peggy
is
Lipton.
like. I mean, what she looked like.
I don't know. These may be like old photos of her. She looks decent, I guess, for her age.
All right,
Uh,
so
Oh no,
let
she's
me
dead.
ask-
Sorry, she
Oh, she
died in
is.
literally 2019.
all right, so let me ask you this though. Okay, I have always found interracial kids. Well, let me back that up because I'm gonna
I
sound
was
like,
like,
a pedophile. I'm not gonna sound like a pedophile.
There are a few kids
Interracial.
missing right now.
I shut the fuck up, Ciroc.
Detective Tuttle. I'll find the
I
next
stopped
kids.
myself before that. I'm gonna edit that shit out. Oh, dude. I get well. See, that's the thing about it. When you get older,
forget.
there is all right. So there's because I'm recording this out in my car here.
Uh-huh.
There is a couple that moved in. The father is white, the mother is Asian, and this is a big coincidence. But I've not seen. I didn't know they had a daughter, but she looks at least in her 20s.
Mhm.
And now, but like, I don't want to be that creepy guy either. But back to, I'm sorry, I got distracted because I got to tell you,
No, you're fine.
Why
is that like a so the Asian and like the Asian lady white guy thing, like that's so it's not weird to me. It's so common, but there's never like a black and Asian couple. Well, there's rarely, I feel like.
Tiger Woods?
Yeah, but he's Tiger Woods, you know.
Okay,
I've never seen
but
like
I mean,
a middle class black and Asian family.
yeah, no, I really have not seen that. Now, all right, so while we're on it, what makes a better looking kid? Not in a sexual way. What I'm saying is
God,
just
you're
a
still
cute kid.
kids. Oh man,
No, but
there's
but
something
I'm
you
just
can
saying
tell
a
us.
cute kid. Is it a black father, white mother, or white father, black mother? Because I watched that TV show Blackish, and then they have Mixish, whatever they do, and that's a white father and a black mother. Does it make any difference?
I don't think so. I think, well, I guess it just depends on like, because you know, there's like certain things that are more, I guess you could say, male traits. When actually,
I get it.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This is when you watch one documentary on something, I'm writing like thesis on it and all that stuff. I think either way it doesn't matter.
All right. My last story, and then we'll get to a couple of other ones. But I think today's been pretty good, Ciroc.
Yeah,
I really do. All right. So this is what I have, and you can decide what and then I have one other personal topic I want to talk about. I got the inauguration, I got impeachment, Dr. Dre, Kim and Kanye, and I've talked about the other one. So what would you think out of those would you want to talk
about? Well, I'm kind of tired of politics, so let's throw out the inauguration.
I say Dre or Kim and Kanye.
Let's do Kim and Kanye just because Dr. Dre, like it wasn't really a lot of information. Like you just knew what happened and then it kind of, you know.
All right. So Kim and Kanye. I mean, everybody saw this coming, right? I mean,
right. But did we see it coming or did we make it happen?
I mean, we saw it coming. And I always have been the believer that Kanye is just working us. Do I think he is really as crazy as everybody makes him seem?
So.
I don't think he is. Like, I really, really don't.
I think he's just putting on an act for the media, but then like when he's by himself, he's just the real Kanye.
Pretty normal. But I mean, look back on it, okay? Those first couple albums that Kanye did are fucking amazing.
Yeah. but that's when you're hungry. When you first start, or you got song after song after song. But I mean, Kanye's been around for how long? 15
Yeah,
years
but
now.
yeah, but I mean, he did some of that first album with his jaw wired shut,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and not a lot of people realize that, but he actually used to rap and tell stories.
Yeah.
Now, like he's become that rapper talking about what I got, you don't have. I mean, he does still have some other music that he does, but it's been different.
Yeah, but now he's more like, in the news for, his churches, the what's the brand, the Yeezys, him
But is
running
he
for
doing the
president.
church thing? Is he using the church thing
I think
just to make
so.
money like any other mega church preacher does, like Joel Osteen?
Probably. Because I think a lot of people don't question, like, well, it's hard to question, a church. This is a Christian or
Why?
Catholic nation.
I do it. I do it every day. I do it every day.
Yeah, but
Those
on like
other-
on a national scale, we're considered a Christian nation, even though there's obviously tons of different religions in the U.S. Churches are like
need-
protected. You can't.
Hmm.
You can say whatever you want, but you can't
Churches
really, like,
need to be taxed. They need to be taxed.
I think they need to be taxed after a certain amount.
I mean, why did the Catholic Church get all of this personal bailout money when it's one of the richest private industries, or whatever you want to call it, in the whole wide world? Like they got millions upon millions of dollars of bailout money.
Well, that's because a lot of the rule makers, or whoever you want to call them, are involved with the church.
And you don't find that to be a problem?
It is a problem, but most people are okay with it, rather than having their faith questioned. I think that's probably like the scariest thing, right? Like if someone questioned, like if you're a devout Catholic or Christian or Muslim or whatever it was, and someone questioned your faith, that would be like, oh my God, So it's I think that's why a lot of politicians kind of stray away from the whole religious thing. Well, we'll say the whole church thing, at least here.
But you don't have a problem with your tax-paying money going to an institution that protects pedophiles, that none of those have done
when you say it like that.
Like,
seriously,
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, damn. I never really thought about it like that. Maybe because I don't really go to church.
I know. Yeah, because people do not pay attention to things. I'm telling you, you watch that movie Spotlight.
Spotlight? I'm write it down.
Yes, it's about the Boston Globe breaking the sex abuse scandal in the Catholic Church.
What did the Pope have to say about that? Anything?
Oh, not. You know what? He probably gets the choice of the best boys.
Like a subway line.
Yes. He actually goes there. Exactly. Thank you, Sharok. That would
this.
be a great.
I asked my girlfriend this the other day. Who is the Pope? Like, what is he to you? How would you explain him?
Well, he is the leader of the Catholic Church, and he's like. What
do you mean by leader of the church?
No, he's God's hype man. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. And you just got. And how do they choose popes?
Oh, it is a big ridiculous. All right, so they lock up all these cardinals in a room. Okay, they actually put a chain around the door. They're not allowed to leave. All right. And so they write the name of the popes that the person they think should be the pope. All right. Then,
but based on what though?
All right,
merit,
just like nominating somebody. Okay. So then they could have like a majority. Okay. So say like Pope Mark. I don't know if there's ever been a Pope Mark, but everybody chooses. All right, Pope Mark. Okay. They take all of those ballots, they put those in an oven and let them burn. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if black smoke comes out of the chimney, he's not the Pope. The only way that somebody can be confirmed is if white smoke comes out of the chimney.
And it's not rigged.
It's got to be rigged, buddy, because they're all using the same goddamn paper and stuff. So
this sounds like the plot of Now You See Me, that movie.
Okay, but all right, so now we're giving these people money I mean, it's like giving money to a bunch of carnies because that's exactly what it is.
It's
Because they're
a
all
raffle. It's a raffle.
Yes.
Hey, I am direct phone line to God. Like, come on. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm not trying to Catholics
No,
or
I
Christians
am.
or any religion, but
I am. They protect pedophiles.
yeah, man, how can you? I don't know. Who knows?
Like
And then you can't
seriously.
even talk about Scientology, or they come to your house and kill you.
Oh, dude, I've been to Clearwater. Oh man,
Beautiful
you know
though. That building
they
is
oh,
nice.
it's beautiful, man. But they got an eye on you the whole goddamn time there, man. All right, Ciroc, listen. I know. Look, we're gonna fine tune this thing. I still think this was a great
I
show
gotta know who your
today.
Super Bowl picks are.
Oh, okay, yes. Saying Chiefs. Sorry.
Chiefs. Oh my God. You can't.
And
come
I
to Tampa
forgot
and
my
say that.
Tom Brady story. Did you hear Tom Brady cursed out one of his own teammates?
I feel like he does that all the time.
No, but
just-
the guy was crying because they finally made it to the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
And Brady, like, they got it on audio, but I can't. He was like, "What the fuck are you crying for? We still have work to do."
Right. I agree. I got to back Brady on that one, and I've been in plenty of when I play football, locker room talk, and it gets wilder than that. But yeah, man, that's what like here in Tampa. Although I love that the Super Bowl's here, I'm a big fan of the Bucks. Not my favorite team, but second favorite. And all these people are out and about, like celebrating, like we've won something. That's what happens when you're not used to winning. Like just getting there is a celebration, apparently. But at the end of the day, like they need to win on Sunday for this to even matter.
Is Brady the GOAT if he wins another Super Bowl?
He's already the GOAT.
No, but he solidifies it with this,
No,
right? I mean,
he's been 10 Super Bowls. How many rings? 6 rings or 5?
Dude, well, if he's been to 10, I think he's only lost 2 Super Bowls as far as I know. And I thought both of them were against Eli Manning. How does that have to feel? Is your Eli Manning was like, yep, the only Super Bowls Tom Brady has ever lost?
Yeah, but you can't. Eli, they both play offense. So, I mean, I think the defense gets way more credit should get way more credit than, a quarterback on another team who technically don't even match up with the other player.
Everybody wanted to be thought and wanted to say Tom Brady was being disrespectful, but the most disrespectful thing that I've ever seen an athlete do to another athlete was what Michael Jordan did to Horace Grant. Did you ever hear that story?
What'd he do?
It was in the playoffs, and I guess they were playing an away game, and they were getting ready to go back to Chicago, and Mike thought Horace didn't play well enough, and he wouldn't let old Horace eat because they all get their meals when they sit down to be able to eat on the plane, and Mike took Horace's plate and said, "You didn't earn to eat tonight."
Yeah, I would have punched Michael Jordan in the face.
I mean, that would have been that's fighting stuff, right? Like I'm a grown up man. Like maybe I didn't play as well, but you ain't taking my fucking food.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're the GOAT. Like you just think different. Same way with Brady. You just think different, and everything is a championship game, pretty much.
One last thing, and guess what? The dicks are the ones that are successful. Everybody used to say Steve Jobs, when he was in control of Apple, was the biggest cocksucker in the world.
You have to be an asshole. And I hate to say this, but assholes seem like they usually succeed. And I don't understand like assholes, but people who ask for what they want, actually demand what they want, who are confrontational, who, say no, pretty much get ahead the most.
All right, so I tell people once again how they can find you, and we'll do this again coming up in March to review February.
Ooh, I'm excited for that one. Yeah, so you can find me Instagram. It's at Ciroc the Mic, SerakDhemic. And then for the podcast, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. Just type in the weekly review. To be honest, you can go on Spotify, just type my name in, and it should pop up. And then same thing on YouTube. It's the weekly review, as well as Facebook. Just look for my face, can't miss it. It's big and black.
Hey, how's your girl doing?
She's doing great, man. Got a new job. Yeah, man. She's at work right now, but everything's been going.
Does it bother you
fantastic.
that I go on her Instagram page and
No.
like try to check it? All right, because
course
look,
not.
I'm always respectful, but I'm like, oh man.
Hey,
like,
listen, if it's
Rock-
out there, it's out there for a reason, right? We know what we're doing with Instagram. Whatever I post, I'm prepared for any backlash, commenting, or
Mhm.
So
Next time we talk, I want to discuss sending nude pictures to people, and I want to hear if you've ever done that before.
oh yes,
So-
I have.
Okay,
A
so
lot.
we'll talk about that next week, guys. Thank you for joining me. Check out Rock's page, and we will be back in the beginning of March to review February.
Day. Thanks for listening to the Tuttle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuttle category at 315live.com. The Tuttle Daily Podcast is brought to you by the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp. You want some cool-ass sunglasses? Check out vaporshades.com. Also brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show intern Hannah and Charlie Alamo for their contributions. Additional imaging and production is provided by CCA Productions. Facebook.com/CCA Productions Presents. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com. That guy's got a damn sexy voice. You should hire him. Check out JCVoiceover.com. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/Tuttle on the Radio. Comments? Concerns? Or do you just want to let Tuttle know he's being a dickhead? Tuttle@gmail.com. That's Tuttle with 2 D's at gmail.com. Leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all of Tuttle's social media, go to Tuttle.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuttle Daily Podcast.
Hey, yo, Terry, what going on?